Hello and welcome back to my channel Akasha Love. I am Michelle and I haven't made a video for quite a while. I stopped making videos maybe 6 months ago. Felt like I needed a bit of a break, but here I am back again today, and I wanted to speak to you. I think this might be just a short video, but I wanted to talk to you about relationships, one of my favorite subjects, and believing people when they tell you who they are. So Maya Angelou, an American writer, poet, writer, has this famous quote, which is, when people tell you who they are, believe them. So this is really important information for anybody who has found themselves repeatedly in relationships with people who are narcissistic or who are disrespecting them, and basically empaths who are giving to a fault, always focusing on the other person, not focusing on themselves and how they feel in the dynamic. So this video is for you if you identify as one of these people. So my ex-partner, who in the end, after 1.5 years relationship, I really understood that he was highly narcissistic. But during those 1.5 years, I think a lot of the time I was in denial. I was projecting onto him the image of my perfect partner, the image of the perfect, beautiful, loving, caring man that I wanted to be with. But I was not seeing who he really was, even though he showed that to me many times during the course of our relationship. So one of the times where he showed me this was when I suggested, as a part of our development of our relationship, as a part of our work on our connection, I suggested that we share with each other 3 things that we love about each other. So to share love, to share the reasons why we were together. And I think I shared something like that I loved that he was an artist and he was following his destiny as an artist, following the call of his soul. I think I also shared that I loved that he was passionate about travel, knowing other places, other cultures, other languages, other people. And what was the third thing I might have said? Might have said that I loved his sense of humor, that he could be really funny sometimes, and that was funny, awesome, uplifting for me. What did he say about me? The very first thing that he said he loved about me was that I loved him. And I was, of course, shocked at the time, but I think not shocked enough, because if I was shocked enough, I would have realized that this is a huge red flag, basically indicating that what he loved about me was how I made him feel about himself. So I basically didn't really exist in that equation, except for being a mirror to reflect back the love and esteem that he had for himself. So that statement made me feel, I guess, invisible in a way, because there was nothing about me in there except for the way I reflected back on him. So just like in the myth of Narcissus, so you have Narcissus, who's this beautiful man in Greek mythology who is so entranced by his own image that he spends a lot of his time looking at himself in the mirror, which is like a pool of water at that time, because ancient Greece, and there are no mirrors. So he's staring at himself in a pond and seeing how beautiful and gorgeous he is. And he's so entranced by his own self-image that he doesn't even really have relationships with the people. He has no time for that. And then there is another character in the story, and her name is Echo. And she is actually in love with Narcissus. And but all she is able to do, so she tries to get the attention of Narcissus, but because he's so in love with himself, she's unable to. And because she is the opposite of him, and she basically lacks a sense of self, a sense of agency, a sense of who she is, hence the name Echo, all she can actually do is repeat things that other people say. So she doesn't have her own voice. She repeats what others say. So if Narcissus says, I am beautiful, she will repeat, I am beautiful. Narcissus says, I am the most amazing person I've ever met. She echoes his sentiments about himself. I am the most amazing person I have ever met. And yeah, she's invisible, basically. She's only a reflection, an echo. And this is the really deep pain of these kind of relationships. The narcissistic person is all about themselves and deeply coming from a place of deep woundedness, of course. And as a result of their wounding, their trauma, whatever happened to them in childhood, they've become completely self-focused. And all of their energy and efforts is invested in making sure they are the center of attention and making sure they get all the attention that they need in order to basically survive. And so the opposite pole of these two poles, magnetic poles, if you like, Ross Rosenberg describes this as like the human magnet syndrome. The opposite of this completely self-focused person is a person who's completely other-focused, like the echo. And so that's definitely has been me. And this was a huge red flag, which if I had have taken seriously, that he says, the first thing that he says about that he loves about me is how I reflect on him, I really would have had to just understand that I was not in a true relationship. I was playing out some kind of a slave role in that dynamic where my role was there to adore him and make him feel good about himself. And that was it. I didn't have an independent, an equal role in that dynamic. I was just there to serve him and to keep him feeling good about himself, to keep his self-esteem elevated by reflecting back all of the wonderfulness of him. And of course, when I stopped doing this, which towards the end of our relationship, I really stopped doing it completely, I guess, because I saw through everything, then I was of no more value to him. Because the only value that I really presented to him was the value of someone who's propping up his sense of himself. his sense of himself as the perfect, wonderful person, beyond reproach, beyond any kind of self-analysis or self-criticism. And so when that fell away, when I stopped reflecting back his total and complete wonderfulness, our relationship basically disintegrated fairly quickly. So obviously he was my teacher, otherwise I would not have been in that situation for more than 5 minutes. I was actually in it for 1.5 years, and a lot of these incidents, like this particular red flag, did come up over the period of those 1.5 years, and I ignored them because I was so invested in my own projection onto him of being the kind of fantasy man that I wanted him to be, but which he was not. So this is a message for you if you are a super empath like me. The really strong, the best medicine to heal from these kinds of relationship dynamics is to, like Maya Angelou said, believe people when they show you who they are, and really check in with yourself. Do I want to be with this kind of person now that they have revealed who they truly are? Is this the kind of person that's going to be a supportive, loving partner for me? And if the answer is consistently no, you know what to do. So I wanted to also let you know that I have a program coming up very soon for women called Reset and Rise. And it is particularly for women, empathic women who might have also been affected by these kind of relationships with highly narcissistic men. So this is a mid-year retreat in July, helping you to check in with yourself, helping you to really develop that inner relationship with yourself, helping you to work on yourself and where you're heading in life in this pivotal time in the year, the halfway point of the year, to help you really get clear on what you are focusing on for the next 6 months and what you'd like to create for yourself. And that is our focus. Our focus is on ourselves, on our own creation, not on reaching out to others for validation or any kind of sense of our self-worth. We find that within ourselves. So if you're interested in that, check below this video and I'll put all the info there so you can get in touch and join us for Reset and Rise. Lots of love from Bob.